Lord, I come to know the weaknesses I see me will be stripped away by the power of your love. Hold me close, let your love surround me. Bring me near, draw me to your side. And as I wait, I rise up like an eagle, and I will soar with you. Your spirit leads me on by the power of your love.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinagang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagkikinig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang ay di magkikinig. Lumalang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya ng pagkay mga akin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good evening. I am Alan Angelo Kimpo, the EVP for Internal for JCI Aklan Kalantiao. The Junior Chamber International is a worldwide community of 18 to 40-year-old active citizens with a mission to provide development opportunities that empower young people to create positive change. The JCI Creed: we believe that faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life, that the brotherhood of men transcends the sovereignty of nations, that economic justice can best be won by free men through free enterprise, and that good government should be of laws rather than of men, that earth's great treasure lies in human personality, and that service to humanity is the best work of life. The JCI Prayer: we affirm our conviction that faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life. May the Lord guide us in all our undertakings.
The COVID-19 pandemic has altered the way we live, lead, and learn. To many, it was easier to sulk and stop, thinking only of self-preservation in this tumultuous time. But to some, it was an opportunity to stand up, stand out, and lead. Good evening, and welcome to this very special occasion as we honor 24 selected young leaders across the province of Aklan who exemplified service, leadership, and excellence in the new normal. Today is a high point in the lives of our young students as we offer them our highest recognition and esteem for their outstanding performance in their respective schools. The achievements they have demonstrated inspire excellence, encourage confidence, and unleash their potentials that would foster positive impact in the lives of the Filipino youth. The awardees truly exemplify the belief of our 2021 YLEA partners. Honorable Ferdinand Martin Gomez Romualdez, representative of the 1st District of Leyte. Palawan Pawn Shop and Palawan Express Pera Padala, and the Department of Education, which embody the values of JCI as an organization that empowers young people to create positive change. Good evening, I am Jonel S. Gregorio of JCI Aklan Kalantiao, and it is my pleasure to host this year's awarding ceremony of the Youth Leadership Excellence Award, a youth-led innovative program of JCI Philippines, the leading global network of young active citizens. Through this award, it is our enduring aspiration for all young people to continue to be successful learners, confident individuals, responsible citizens, and effective contributors to our community, our society, and to our nation. With pride, we announce the selection of this year's recipients of the Youth Leadership Excellence Award. To formally welcome everyone to tonight's affair, here is Engineer Dexter Tabia, President of JCI Aklan Kalantiao.
Guided with the mission and vision of the organization, I take pride and honor in welcoming everyone on this year's Youth Leadership Excellence Award virtual awarding ceremony. Despite several limitations brought by the pandemic, some things remain constant. For when the difficult becomes impossible, heroes are born. That is why this organization takes no excuses for not holding this event, which will impact the lives and aspirations of the awardees. For the time this organization came into being, it values our youths, hence should be inspired. The organization has taken the responsibility to hone their minds and prepare their hearts because these two are inseparable. Yet, they do not agree most of the time. They exist to contradict each other. Learn to harmonize both. Our youth should be holistic because the world outside the four walls of their classroom or behind their computer is intimidating and cold. However, let me take this moment to congratulate our awardees. You deserve this recognition. Take pride in what you have accomplished, but never forget the people who work behind your accomplishments. Give credit to whom it is due, and the universe will look upon you with respect and favor. Be cautious on how you handle your victory because the world has the tendency to make you feel better than the others. This shouldn't be the case. Recognize individual differences and embrace everyone's uniqueness. To whom much is given, much is required. May this award inspires you to achieve even more because you have the obligation to give back to the community. Be an inspiration as well. Make this to be your goal. To end, I hope that you will continue to live out your dreams and fight for it. Make this world a better place. Be better than us. Thank you, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, President Dexter Tabia, for that cordial remarks. The Youth Leadership Excellence Award honors outstanding students who have shown exemplary leadership and service in their respective schools. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the recipients of the Youth Leadership Excellence Awards from the 1st Congressional District of Aklan.
John Lester D. Relong,
from Aguinaldo T. Repiedad Senior Integrated School, son of Mr. and Mrs. Rex Relo. Crisel G. F. Sopranes from Aklan Catholic College, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Juan George Sopranes. Celine Francesca W. Ann from Aklan Valley High School, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Kenneth Ang. Jervy May F. Lim from Altavas National School, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Erwin Lim. Ramel D. Inan from Bakhaw Norte Integrated School, son of Mr. and Mrs. Ramon Inan. Charles T. Florencio from Balete Academy Incorporated, son of Mr. and Mrs. Rolly Florencio. Nino Dale A. Penalba from Batan Academy, a national school, son of Mr. and Mrs. Nilo Penalba. Wayne Cherish Z. Zamora from Libacao National Forestry Vocational High School, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Glenn Zamora. Angelica Twinkle May A. Auro from Linabuan National High School, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jean Auro. Mark Nino N. Nailgas from Madalag National High School, son of Mr. and Mrs. Manny Nailgas. Mark Arvin B. Jimenez from New Washington National Comprehensive High School, son of Mr. and Mrs. Alexis Jimenez. Charles Kennedy C. de la Cruz from Northwestern Zion Colleges, son of Mr. and Mrs. Carlito de la Cruz Jr. Rachel Patrice V. Cerrato from Regional Science High School for Region 6, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rene Cerrato. Collins L. Melgarejo from Wadeford School, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Michael Earl Melgarejo. To give a message in behalf of the awardees from the 1st Congressional District of Aklan, let's welcome John Lester Rilo from Aguinaldo T. Repiedad Senior Integrated School.
Everyone who is with us tonight for our virtual awarding ceremonies, especially to my fellow awardees, to one and all, good evening and God be with us. On behalf of the YLEA awardees in the 1st Congressional District of the Province of Aklan, I, John Lester Diralo, the former Vice President of the Vision Federation of SSU Presidents School Year 2020-2021, and the outgoing SSU President of Aguinaldo T. Repiedad Senior Integrated School, would like to share a message about the youth's role in nation building. As the noteworthy quote of Dr. Jose Rizal goes by, the youth is the hope of the fatherland. It is a well-known fact that a country's youth is a valuable asset. They play an important role in nation building than you might think. In other words, the youth's intelligence and hard work will lead a country to success. They are the foundation of a country. International Youth Day is celebrated every year on August 12 to bring youth issues to the attention of the international community, as well as to celebrate and mainstream young people's voices, actions, and ideas. In addition to their meaningful, widespread, and equitable participation. This year's theme, Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health, aims to highlight that the success of such a global effort will not be achieved without the meaningful participation of young people. In line with this is Republic Act number 8044, known as the Youth in Nation Building Act. According to its policy section number 2, the state recognizes its responsibility to enable the youth to fulfill their vital role in nation building. Youth is the critical period in a person's growth and development from the onset of adolescence towards the peak of mature, self-reliant, and responsible adulthood, comprising a considerable sector of the population from the age of 15 to 30 years old. Youths have a critical part in the inclusive and democratic process of fostering social cohesion, economic development, and political stability in a country. Thus, youths are the ultimate social actors in the change and process. According to an article written by Shreya Sadakal, there are many roles for youth in nation-building process, one of which is the fact that they can reproduce, meaning they can take up the position left by their elders and put into efforts to further grow and develop. They can produce more and more with initiative actions and contribute much to society, henceforth the nation. The other role comprises protection, which implies that the young are expected to protect their culture and traditions, but at the same time, acknowledge and embrace changes. This way, the heritage sites can be well maintained and promoted. Growth being the other role implies that the development of the country in all spheres, like social, political, and economic, depends largely on youth and their actions. As a youth and as a student leader, one of my biggest roles is to serve as an instrument to raise awareness, share useful information, educate, and inspire and empower other people, especially the younger ones. I firmly believe that the youths are the backbone of our society. However, they experience and face different societal problems that greatly affect their well-being as a person. During this trying time, it is indeed vital to boost the morale of the youth. And as I end this message, I would like to share some advice to my fellow youths out there who are watching. I just want to remind you that you are strong, you are great, you are important, you are special and unique in your own way. Don't let other people's negative criticism turn you down. You don't need everyone's approval to prove your worth. Instead, you just need to be yourself while doing what is right and noble, and never forget to love yourself. As others would say, you can never please everyone, but always remember that you are enough and you did well. As Mother Teresa puts it, and now I quote, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." No matter how difficult and weariful today's situation is, we should always remember that there is still a light at the end of this unprecedented journey. Sometimes in the wind of change, we find our true direction. We learn the essence and the purpose of everything that comes to us. To my fellow awardees, let us all say these lines, Amay Sorhay Padayon.
Thank you, Lester. Moving on, last August 28, JCI Aklan Kalantiao, in partnership with Jerry Rojas Leaders Aklan, conducted the YLEA Virtual Leadership Camp via Zoom. It was a day of fun and learning, albeit virtually. Here are snippets from that activity.
Noteworthy,
Inspiring,
Memorable,
engaging,
nostalgic,
empowering,
purposeful,
sublime,
unforgettable,
knowledgeable,
inspirational,
informative,
fun,
inspiring,
soul-stirring,
interesting,
unforgettable,
inspirational,
remarkable,
empowering.
I have learned that if others can do it, then I can also do it.
Whatever you do in life, do it with purpose.
That every one of us can make change. Change that is beneficial and change that everyone wants.
Tayo ang pag-asang hinihintay natin.
Leadership cannot be limited by your age. As long as you have the initiative and you have the ambition, you can achieve what you want to do for the community.
Leadership is an act of selflessness. It is about having a vision, not for one's interest, but the well-being of the people.
We, the youth, are hope of the future, but we can also be the hope of the present.
I have learned the importance of perseverance in achieving your goal as a leader.
We youth have so much to learn and discover, but that doesn't mean that leading someone or something ain't for us. We can do something.
As a youth and as a member of our society, let us work hand in hand and empower one another.
You are never too young or old to lead.
A leader should be firm and be fervent as a servant.
Youth leaders are powerful and could shape the world for the better. If and only if we were given the platform and opportunity to amplify our voice.
Leadership at a young age is always present.
Know your whys because it will serve as your guidepost for your decisions.
Like leaders or not, we can do something that changes our lives and the lives of other people as well.
Small things can leave big impact. One act of kindness can turn into a ripple effect of glory, and you can find purpose in discomfort that can lead you to greater things in life.
You are not alone, and there are people willing to help and support your cause.
Leaders need to project hope and positivity. The one who always look for the bright side, even in the darkest time, are the one who succeed and achieve something good in life.
If your dream does not scare you, then it's not big enough.
From their smiles, it was indeed a fun and enjoyable moment for our awardees. Once again, we would like to extend our sincerest gratitude to Jerry Rojas Leaders Aklan for their partnership. At this point, let us welcome in our midst the Regional Vice President of JCI Western Visayas, Mr. Osman Rubinos, for his special message.
to JCI Aklan Kalantiao, led by Pres Dexter Tapia, and to our Akianon participants, guests, and friends. Maayad-ayad na adlaw. My name is Osmond Rubinos, your Regional Vice President for Western Visayas. And I am here to congratulate the 24 outstanding student leaders who will receive the Youth Leadership Excellence Awards today. I've been with JCI for 10 years now, and I also received the same award when I was in the elementary. This was the certificate for the Youth Leadership Excellence Award back then. It was given to me by JCI Iloilo, and the national president was Dennis Cunana. It was also in collaboration with the Department of Education and the Office of Senator Kiko Pangilinan. Back then, I really felt happy and grateful that I was recognized as a student leader, because being a leader has always been my calling. I've led in classes, in my organizations, and even now in the workplace. The award gave me confidence in doing the things that I did and in doing the things that I'm doing right now. So basically, the confidence that I had back then, I was able to carry it until now. I hope you awardees would feel the same way too, because confidence can really get you to far places where, of course, you would likely want to go to as well. Now, my message for you would be, number one, to never stop dreaming, because these dreams, these long-term goals that we set for ourselves, they give us direction towards somewhere where we would want to go to. And these long-term goals, without them, we would never really have any purpose why we're doing the things that we're doing right now, that we're working really hard to achieve. So don't ever stop that passion of pursuing them. Second, work really hard into achieving those dreams, because you can never really achieve something without sacrificing any time, effort, or any other asset, whether tangible or intangible. Heidelin Diaz would never really be able to get that gold medal from the Olympics without training herself, without sacrificing her time, the years of training that she had to be able to come out at the top. And it matters that you really know what you would need to sacrifice or what you would need to do. Make sure that these things that you're doing, they are relevant into achieving your long-term goal. Third is the people that you meet along the way, especially those that have helped you achieve your goals or that would potentially help you achieve your goals, the family that will always be there to support you, your friends that will always root for you to be successful in the end, and of course the mentors that keep on advising you what to do for you to succeed. Be grateful for them. Thank them as early as now, because you can never really achieve something on your own. We would always need the help of the people that we love, because it's these dreams that we have, they are big things, and it requires maximum resources, even personalities, for us to achieve them. So never ever forget them. Thank them as early as now. So those are the three things. Never stop dreaming, work really hard, and never forget to thank the people who have helped you along the way. Thank you very much to our awardees. Hopefully you have inspired. You really got inspired today. And thank you, JCI Aklan Kalantiao, for conducting this activity. Congratulations and good day.
Thank you very much, our VP Osman, for inspiring everyone tonight. And to serenade us tonight, we have Miss Cherry May Iliavera, our Executive Vice President for External, JCI Aklan Kalantiao.
Broken down and tired, living life on the merry-go-round, and you can find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we can walk it out. And ooh, mountains, we can walk it out. And I rise like the day. I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, high like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. And ooh, mountains, bring it to its feet. And ooh, mountains, I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. All we need is hope before we have each other, and for that we had each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, high like the waves. We'll rise up, in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you.
Thank you, VP, for entertaining us tonight. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the Youth Leadership Excellence Awardees from the 2nd Congressional District of Aklan, embodying service, leadership, and excellence. Mariah Angelos C. Ostan from Buruanga Vocational School, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Marcelo Ostan. Rensele T. Mampang from Conperey Integrated Learning School Incorporated, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Willie June Mampang. Risha May R. Herman from Makato Integrated School, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ricky Herman. Ronil Pio I. Iledan from Malinaw School for Philippine Craftsmen, son of Mr. and Mrs. Francis Jeff Iledan. Chandelmer S. Hinoy from Maloco National High School, son of Mr. and Mrs. Michelle Hinoy. Donnie C. De Los Reyes from Melchor Memorial School Incorporated, son of Mr. and Mrs. Bernardo De Los Reyes Jr. Mary Grace D. Hanas from Numancia Integrated School, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ronald Hanas. Razel R. Celis from Numancia National School of Fisheries, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ray Celis. Amiel T. Trance from Tangalan National High School, son of Mr. and Mrs. Ariel Trance. Leia Bell M. Salmorin from Toledo National High School, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lonito Salmorin. Once again, congratulations to our awardees. In behalf of the awardees from the 2nd Congressional District of Aklan, let's welcome Mariah Angelos Ostan from Buruanga Vocational School for her message.
A splendid evening, everyone. Above all, praise God for giving us this precious life to appreciate almost everything and everyone surrounding us nowadays in this time of pandemic. Thank God for the wisdom given to the organizers of this event with a good purpose. My grateful heart goes to JCI Aklan Kalantiao for the earnest efforts and initiative to create the Youth Leadership Excellence Award, especially to Mr. John Marlu Salido, who untiringly coordinated with us the whole time, and to our beloved sponsor support that made this event possible. The Department of Education, Honorable Ferdinand Martin Gomez Romaldes, the representative of the 1st District of Leyte, Palawan Pawn Shop, and Palawan Express. My sincerest gratitude to my alma mater, the Buruanga Vocational School, headed by Ruth F. Coro, our school principal 1, Mr. Victor Supetlan, and Mr. Raymundo Swalog, our department heads. Dear teachers and staff, for choosing me to represent our school. To my fellow students and all of you watching this event in anticipation, thank you po for all the appreciation and support. Last but probably not the least, instead is the closest to my heart and my inspiration, my dearest family from Nabas and Buruanga, especially my loving and most loyal fans, my tatay and nanay, Engineer Marcelo Salibio Ostan and Mrs. Anime Condes Ostan. Abu, gid nga salamat sa inyong pagpalangga. Today is truly a day of immeasurable happiness for all the youth leaders who are receiving the merits of their efforts with utmost humility. As young role models, we always try our best to set a good example in order to show the relevance of goodwill. Being a recipient of this prestigious award truly brings me honor. But with great power comes great responsibility. Does that sound familiar? Of course, those are words of the famous Spider-Man. But seriously, being an awardee is a reflection of the youth of today who are facing lots of challenges, including the preservation of democracy in our country. As a youth leader who was asked to share my views on democracy, a bit of excitement, but with hesitation, doubts, and a mix of other emotions were felt. Beyond the variety of emotions came an instantaneous realization of that brief moment of truth, that I felt fear. You may think, isn't that a normal reaction? You would be afraid, you would be nervous. As a young aspiring leader, I do not fear the thought of speaking, whether for myself or on behalf of others, or that I would be watched by 100 of other people who share the same set of philosophies that I have. And it wouldn't be also because you are now listening as I speak. No. I fear of speaking out of the truths that are incomprehensible to those with opposing beliefs. And that moment of fear best describes what we see and know about the democracy we are living in at this moment. Democracy is a concept of freedom in all aspects, the ultimate exercise of rights in a country. It is a government on behalf of all people, government of the people, by the people, and for the people, as said by Abraham Lincoln. Our country, the Philippines, follows this set of principles of institutionalized freedom. We hold advocacies that support freedom of speech and expression, unhindered by the visible boundaries of the political and religious sectors. We all know our history from books passed down from Generation X, Millennials, and now the Gen Z. The Generation Z, us youth leaders included, are the arising gems of this generation and the future leaders ascending after our predecessors. We are the hope of the present. However, there are times when we fall short of those expectations. There are others who would doubt our political standpoints because we are young. How many times have we heard the phrase, "Bata ka lang, wala kang alam"? That might be true. Yes, we are young and we are yet to experience different challenges and hardships of life. We are defined as the stereotypical tech-addicted anti-social offspring or social justice warriors, which I could not figure out if it is factual or a way of mockery or both. We are viewed as mere keyboard warriors posing as the woke advocates of 21st century conflicts that we barely understand. Nothing is more painful than being socially depicted as these technologically influenced and trend-worshipping youth, because that's not all that we are. We are more than our youth, more than greenhorn that delve unknowingly towards testy waters of confused politics and social issues. But then again, if there are something we excel at, it is at being assertive. We combine optimism with a bit of ambition and a ton of stubbornness, but not missing the morality, just to make our point. In times when we doubt even our own abilities to contribute to our surrounding communities, sometimes even choosing silence as remedy, In the midst of this questionable form of democracy, let us turn those presumed flaws and use them to our advantage. Who says we can participate in the fight for freedom of speech when you can literally post essays in virtual platforms? If they tell us to stick to social media because that's where we're good at, then why not do that? We will do that and more, making sure social media binds us together for nation building. The youth have the voices that speak of society and government in a new light, in a totally different perspective that might even be invisible to others. The youth brings forth alternative means to expressing democracy in many forms, using the medium we are known for, using this generation's innovations and technology and craft to express ourselves, and for us to be heard by others. Democracy. Let us not forget that we can express it through election. We have our rights as registered voters, and even with that basic privilege in a democratic country, can we show what kind of leaders we wish for our beloved country to have, what advocacies we uphold and support. As young leaders, we are aware of the institution's impact on the citizens' lives, and it is our responsibility to carry on our missions to make our future bright. We are currently facing global democratic recession, and the Philippines is one of the countries said to be under democratic backsliding. By article definition, democracy is an ideal government embraced by most countries. Honest elections, free speech, accountable government, and effective legal constraints on the police, military, and other institutions of authority. That is what we should be seeing at this time of pandemic and economic drought. In these moments where we are divided by colors, it is the best time to be colorblind. The people we choose to stand in that high platform to lead us should represent our best desired outcome for our country, for our future as the youth. There are mistakes in the past that we could never take back, so the least we could do is learn from them and make sure that history doesn't repeat itself. So, my fellow youth leaders, always remember to keep your senses open, conscience strong, and heart in the right place. Let us vote wisely until it becomes our turn. Today, I have received this sincere privilege to speak in front of all of you, with the hope that we would grow to remember this moment, not only as a small memory, but a milestone we can look back to. Speaking on behalf of my fellow awardees in the 2nd Congressional District of Aklan, let me end my speech with this traditional shout-out. Viva Aklanon! Kabataan! Padayon!
Thank you, Mariah, for accepting the challenge, and congratulations once again. JCI Aklan Kalantiao is one with the world in celebrating the International Day of Democracy. We believe that voting is an essential component of a free and democratic society. Our YLEA awardees are at the forefront of our Ambagco Registro Boto program, inspiring this generation to go out, register, and vote.
Nagrehistro ako dahil ang bawat isang boto ay napakahalaga. Maaari itong mabago ang isang resulta na kung saan ang bawat mamayan at ang ating bansa ang nakataya.
I registered because I want to exercise my right to vote, and of course, to vote the deserving candidate to lead our people towards progress and success.
I registered because this is our commitment and responsibility to the country.
I registered because it's my right and will be my contribution for a better change, for a better community, and for a better society.
I registered because it is my right as a part of the sovereign Filipino people, and it is my role as a citizen of the country. Besides this, I want my voice to be heard.
I registered because this is my right as a Filipino to vote and create a difference I see as beneficial for the nation.
I registered because I want to contribute change in this coming 2022 election.
I registered because it is our duty as a citizen of this country, and also, I want to take part in the decision-making of the government.
I registered because I firmly believe that it is my privilege and right to choose who should lead and govern us.
I registered to vote because I want to change. I want to vote for a leader who I know could bring change.
I registered because it is both my right and responsibility as a citizen of this country.
I registered because I know that a vote matters.
I registered because voting is a responsibility as we live in a democratic country.
I registered because it is my right and a responsibility as a citizen of our country to vote.
I registered because it is my right and obligation as a citizen to vote and to choose the best leaders who will soon lead our beloved country.
I registered because I wanted my voice to be heard. It is not only the government that decides for us, but it is us ourselves.
I registered because I want to use my right of suffrage and to elect a great and deserving leader for the betterment of our nation, the Philippines.
I registered because I firmly believe that my single vote can change the lives of millions of Filipinos.
I registered because I care. I care for my fellow Filipino citizens and for our nation.
Remember, there is power in numbers.
The power lies in our hands, so we should be accountable and choose wisely. Be concerned, be amplified, make a move because the future lies in your hands.
In this upcoming Halalan 2022, we are no longer standing by in the sidelines because we, Filipinos, are chronically craving for change. And it's time to claim our power to appoint equitable officials because our vote, our choice matters.
Indeed, it is high time for our youth to step up and make the change they want to see. And to cap off tonight's affair, we have Mr. John Marlo D. Salido, Vice President for Community and this year's YLEA Local Organization Project Head, JCI Aklan Kalantiao, for his closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. The 2021 YLEA celebration has finally come to an end. Looking back, I could clearly recall how excited I was to chair this prestigious JCI program because it has been a dream of mine to organize something like this for the youth. I would like to thank my JCI Aklan Kalantiao family, most especially to President Dexter Tabia for the trust and confidence. To my Jerry Rojas Leaders Aklan family, especially to George, Ira, James, Kirk, Star, Nika, John Mark, Penn, and even to Charles for saying yes to collaborate with JCI Aklan Kalantiao to organize the YLEA Virtual Leadership Camp. I truly enjoyed the late night meetings we had for this. I knew we were all busy with our schedules, but because of our love for the youth of Aklan, we kept going. To the schools we have tapped, abugid nga salamat for your positive responses. To our 24 YLEA awardees, you are awesome. Thank you for your active participation. It means a lot to me. You know what? I always imagine how it feels like to have all of you as my students. Siguro, there would be no moments of late submissions, and it's just easy for me to check your works. Kidding aside, I am proud of you all. We might not have met in person, but the virtual bond that we have through video calls, the virtual camp, and even the exchanges of conversation in our GC and FB group are enough to get to know you all. Lastly, I want to thank God for giving me the energy and drive to keep going. There were moments where I felt overwhelmed with my schedule. Being a full-time government employee, a part-time teacher, and a student at night, I couldn't imagine how I've done all of these. I knew you've been guiding me up there and directing me to the right people whom I should tap. Thank you. It has been a wonderful journey. This 2021 YLEA was one for the books. JCI Aklan Kalantiao may opt to celebrate YLEA in its simplest form, but I believe that our awardees deserve a grand recognition. We wanted their hard work and perseverance be paid off through activities like this. I hope that our celebration of YLEA this year inspires more Aklanon youth to be youths of service, leadership, and excellence. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much, VP Marlo, for spearheading this affair. And congratulations to everyone. Before we end, we would like to commend our generous sponsors who have helped us bring this endeavor into fruition. Honorable Ferdinand Martin Gomez Romualdez, representative of the 1st District of Leyte, Palawan Pawn Shop and Palawan Express Pera Padala, the Department of Education, Kalibu Cable, and the Northwestern Visayan Colleges. It has been a glittering night full of hope and optimism for the power of these young leaders, our awardees, to become catalysts of change today and in the future. May they inspire us to never lose faith in building a better community, better society, and better nation. Good night and mabuhay tayong lahat. Maraming salamat.